to announce that Halo Infinite's first free-to-play multiplayer season and Infinite's story-driven campaign will launch together this holiday.
Yay! Hey guys, Kane's here. I'm finally back from Mass Effect, which was, by the way, a fantastic game if you'll want to see my playthrough. I have a link in the description that takes you to my playlist of all the streams. Putting that aside, it finally happened, boys! We finally got Halo Infinite multiplayer news, as well as some very interesting details regarding the campaign. In this video, we're going to break down all trailers and the Vidoc we got a day afterwards. Before we begin, I'd kindly like to say that if you like what you see, be sure to consider subbing to my 22 whole sub channel for more informational and funny Halo content. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to start with the little story trailer we got, and I'm just going to say that was the first time in a long time I've gotten emotional from Halo. Chief floating from the Pelican into space debris, handling dead Marines with care, throwing Covenant around. It was truly an amazing cutscene. The music was perfect. Switching from hope and uplift to somber and sadness with simple piano keys. You really get the emotion of hopelessness as Chief scrambles through the debris, using anything and everything to get through.
You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
My favorite part of the scene was the pilot asking Chief, "You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?" The quote feels metaphorical, as if Chief is the bullet against the whole banished fleet. This is the desperate atmosphere that Halo has missed since Bungie. This is exactly how Halo should feel. In fact, the music was nostalgic, but new in its own way. The piano, in my opinion, plays keys very similar to that of Tribute in Halo 3. That's just speculation, but let me know what y'all think. Another music piece, which is heavily nostalgic, that y'all might have missed, plays as Cortana starts talking.
There's not much time.
Hear it? It's played multiple times over the trilogy, but I know it best from the soundtrack roll call. Overall, I think the music for Halo Infinite is going to be some of the best we've heard in the franchise. And then Cortana speaks, saying this.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
And then Chief drops into the ship, presumably banished. Personally, I think this is the first mission since it's in deep space, and the intro is similar to the ending of the Discover Hope trailer. Sorry. And then the big moment happens. A new AI.
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
How? By you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Being called the Weapon, her job is to imitate and capture Cortana for deletion. Except, Cortana is deleted by someone else, and the Weapon didn't die after completion of task. This has to be Mendicant bias. There is no other person that fits the description. It even makes a bit of sense based on what Cortana said. Cortana's monologue makes it sound like she knew she was gonna die, and she wanted to warn Chief before she did. I'm speculating this scene is right after the small scene we got from the Discover Hope trailer where Chief approaches Cortana. They likely talk some, Cortana has her monologue, she dies, everything goes dark, and this scene plays. Anyways, I love the interaction between the two. Chief has a more resentful tone, as he should, since he never wanted to replace Cortana, and the Weapon has a neophyte tone, but with Cortana in her roots. As an implication of this new but different Cortana Chief is going to work with. To summarize this trailer, I think that the campaign is going in the right direction and just maybe one of the best the franchise has seen yet. So now we're going to go over the multiplayer reveal trailer we got alongside the story trailer. I won't try to dissect every little frame, but I'll go over what I found cool. First bit I wanted to point out is sliding his back, which I think is fine since sprint is back. By the way, sidekick looks great. I find it funny how 343 all 343 had to do was add an attachment and everybody's wetting themselves over the gun.
A new day is upon us.
So right off the bat, you can see and confirm that red versus blue is no more, and that there will be distinction through the HUD.
A new generation.
I found this shot interesting because half of the commando is default and the front is red coating. Maybe we'll get regions for weapon coatings? Who knows?
To fight. Together, we are unstoppable.
This shot's pretty great, as we can see the confirmation of the Chopper, Rocket Hog, Ghost, and Wasp return to Halo Infinite. I thought this was Valhalla at first, but it looks to be an entirely new map with similar aesthetics.
Are you ready?
This clip shows our first look at the new sensor equipment we'll be getting that detects enemies within a certain range and paints them.
No scope.
New gun was shown, likely Forerunner or Banished, with ability to ricochet projectiles.
Killing spree.
This clip confirms the gravity hammer's return and a new equipment that can deflect incoming projectiles, which could lead to some crazy cool clips. Oh god, we saw it again. It's sprint. Halo Ruin. No running. Oh, cry me a river. It looks fine and not excessive like Halo 5's. Get over it, you fossils watching this.
Double kill.
Hello, let's do some damage. Skewer acquired.
The skewer is everything I dreamed it to be. Can't wait to try and shoot down a Banshee or something.
Grapple jet.
Claim the enemy flag.
Return it to base.
Scorpion's back, looking better than ever.
Ordnance drop inbound.
Banshee's back too.
The flag is ours. Please haul ass at your earliest convenience.
I laughed when I heard this part. By the way, I just want to point out something that was leaked that is likely confirmed. The flag is like a spear with the blade on the bottom, so I think it's possible we can throw the flag at enemies. This is likely the control game mode from the Mega Construct set, or just Oddball. Noob Cube confirmed.
Now,
This armor is really freaking cool. Very similar to Hayabusa armor.
Show me what you can do.
This is a really cool and nostalgic feature coming back where players can launch weapons with grenades. Very cool. And that about wraps up this trailer. I know that there are some key parts I didn't touch on, but that's because we still have a Vidoc to talk about. Which, by the way, let's get into.
Well, what is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena-style combat and big team battle, this wide open, vehicle-infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players. We're gonna give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's gonna evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
So I like what Joseph has to say here because I've always wanted to have my own unique Spartan. I also love the idea of having a story tied around the multiplayer, like Modern Warfare's Warzone.
Not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
Few things to dissect here. First of all, this is the IFF we're getting for multiplayer, which highlights enemies as your preferred color and vice versa for teammates. I just also want to say that the grittiness of the Spartan looks great, and that he has a orange coating for his Bulldog. You guys also might have missed the Mark V making a triumphant return to Halo Infinite.
The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning every...
So SmartLink looks to be coming back for hand select weapons like the Needler. It's also for the assault rifle, but some people are upset with this, but I don't think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about...
I love this clip. Since it seems to be like an intro to the match, and I bet we can customize poses or intros, which I'll talk about more later. By the way, equal starting weapons, so Kiss loadout leak goodbye.
Could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not...
This clip gives another good representation of the IFF system where it highlights teammates as blue and you can see them at all times. By the way, Mark 5B confirmed. Nice to see Noble 6's armor in the game.
The exciting combinatory nature of, you know, this toy plus this toy and how those interact with objectives is super amazing.
Looking at...
So this is quite interesting. The Spartan used the deflector to boost himself in the air, which makes me wonder if you can use it to send vehicles flying. Interesting.
Shield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield and then they can take it, use it for themselves.
This is a great feature. I've always wanted to use the ability, but it always drains before the action, so this is a great feature.
When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now.
This is quite interesting. The Warthog can still drive, but inefficiently with the tire blown off, and the Ghost has a wing blown off, but is still driving as well. I also want to point out that 3 of the Spartans have solid blue on their entire armor, so I bet all players get all colors at the beginning of the game to choose from.
We've got a cousin to the Warthog, which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what's really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
Armored Warthog! Woo! It's like Troop Transport Warthog, but we can actually ride it with up to 4 players.
For me, BTV is all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicle.
Small detail you might have missed, that is the disruptor weapon that we got with the Mark 7 figure.
The weapons, the equipment.
Unicy turret looks great. Much more classic.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases.
Wraith confirmed. Looks awesome.
Anymore. We have Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Scorpion tank is inbound.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
So yeah, Pelican drops confirmed, but not in the way I was expecting. I thought we were getting it like Halo 4, where if you killed enough, we get a choice for weapons or vehicles, but it looks like it's a random drop, which honestly is a lot better, since it requires players to fight for the advantage.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before.
The flag hug confirms my speculation about throwing the flag at people, since the flag has sights while carrying it.
Flame capture. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI. Designation button.
This is one of my favorite features because it answers the question asked at the Ask for 343 about firefight voices. We'll actually get to have our very own AI that fits with our personality the best, which screams individuality among Spartans. God, I don't know what that was so hard to say.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield.
The customization is going to be even better than before. We're getting coatings, which I think are fine, gear for our helmets rather than variations, glove customization, and we're also getting armor cores, which is the undersuit option similar to MCC. I think it actually might be just a tad bit different, but for now, I think it's just like a simple undersuit change. However, I think the cores are going to blend much better than MCC's. I also just realized that rarity will be returning since each piece has a different coloring to it.
That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects.
So it looks like we'll be getting armor emblems, and armor effects will be returning.
We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com, as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
So yeah, this confirms a Halo Waypoint app is coming out, and there's actually a lot to see here. First of all, armor rarity 100% confirmed. I know, sorry, I'm breaking this down as far as we go. Looks like we'll be getting challenges for the Battle Pass, and events will also be going on.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
This is great. Prosthetics for not just arms, but legs as well. And you can even do the hand instead of the whole arm.
It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content. And we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire. In future seasons, you can purchase old battle passes as well as the current battle pass and choose which battle pass to put your progression towards.
Like I said, Battle Pass is here, and I am extremely happy that we can buy one and go back and play it later on. It allows for casuals to stay casuals rather than force them to play within a time zone. Kind of like Warzone or Apex, where you have to play within the time zone of the season, and if you don't, then you lose all the items that you paid for, sort of.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. That like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Cross-play, cross-progression confirmed. Which is great, because I am both PC and Xbox. The Academy and bots I'm going to touch on in a different video, so stay tuned.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch itself, and beyond.
And that concludes the breakdown. Now, I'm going to share my opinions about it all. To start with my overall impressions, I am hyped. I think that everything we saw was great, and I don't have a reason to be upset with it. The graphics were a phenomenal step up. Chief looks like he actually was in a fight he lost, and the weapons are no excuse. The AR looks 10 times better than the smooth, plasticky one we got last year. The multiplayer maps look amazing, with good lighting and unique environments. This, my friends, is Halo. The Halo we've been dying for, and the Halo that I believe will not disappoint. Thank you 343 for what you've shown us so far. Guys, that about wraps it up for this video, so be sure to tap that like button. It really helps with the feedback. Thanks for watching. Cue outro.